Just waiting for the recording. Go ahead and say something. Something. Yeah. Everybody does that. They think they're so funny.
I was just following instructions. I wasn't trying to be funny.
I didn't say Simon Says.
Well, I don't know a Simon, so...
Simon from... oh my god, his name wasn't Simon. I was thinking the kid from Ponyo, the main kid, Sosuke.
Yeah, it's definitely not Simon.
No, but I mean, Sosuke is like when you come to America and like you have something that's like similar to like your name, like Craig or something, right? Or Kagui or whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. Welcome to the Anime Therapy Podcast. That was the worst cold open I could think of. We're at episode 18, I think. Who knows?
Yeah, we're finally an adult.
Yeah, well, in Japan standards, we were adults quite a while ago. But
no, we were just able to consent to sex.
Oh, I guess, yeah, consenting to sex doesn't mean that you're an adult, which makes it even worse.
Right, yes, exactly.
No, you can consent to sex and marriage, but you're still not an adult. Why don't we rewrite that clause a little bit? You still can't drink, you have to be, I think, 20 in Japan, right? 20 is the drinking age. It's 19 or 20.
I don't know. But that's always a fucked up thing about most places. It's, hey, go die for, or I guess the United States, really. You could die for your country, but no, you can't have a fucking beer.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, dude, that was an issue with when the smoking law in California changed to 21, because Southern California, we have like the most well-known like bases, like military bases, like the Miramar base and stuff like that. So you can join the army at 18, but you can't smoke a cigarette, like you can't vape or anything, can't get Zen. They did shortly after change it, so if you have a military ID, you are allowed to purchase under the age of 21, but you still have to be 18. Which I thought was interesting. I'm like, okay, but still, what about beer? Like, come on, crack open a cold one with the boys, and then what Americans know best, and chug chug chug.
Right.
Let's talk more about the differences between America and Japan. I thought it was interesting. I had this thought very recently. And I thought it was interesting to me because I've never thought about it, but it is just kind of, if you know, you know. But you know how in the States, how there's like East Coast, West Coast, right? The West Coast is like Atlantic Ocean, right? And the West Coast, we're the Pacific, right? We all the states are on the Pacific Ocean. I never thought about the fact that despite how different culturally America is from Japan, we here in California share the same ocean with Japan. Japan is also on the Pacific Ocean.
Yeah.
And like I never registered that, but I thought about that recently and I was like, oh, that's interesting. That's like, we share an ocean with Japan. And then it brought up the question, Japan is an island, so what is in between like the continent of Asia and Japan? What is that? Is that also the Pacific? Is it a Gulf? Do you know what it's referred to by any chance?
Off the top of my head, I don't. If it's just more of the Atlantic or more of the Pacific Ocean.
I just said Pacific, Matt. We're listening.
No, I was not listening. Let's see.
Great podcast dynamic. One talks, the other doesn't listen.
Yeah, I'm just like, Yeah. It's just called the Sea of Japan, apparently.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So there are 8 seas.
Looks like there's, So to the right of Japan, there's the North Pacific Ocean. To the northern part, there's
Arctic?
No, it's like the sea of Okhotsk. So it's like
Okoski?
Okhotsk,
Oh.
maybe something like that. And then the Sea of Japan, and then to the south it's the Philippine Sea.
Oh, see, I'm really dumb. I didn't think the Philippines was all the way out there. I was thinking the Philippines was on the east coast of the states, like in the Atlantic, like with all those other islands. But I'm also culturally inept. Like I don't know half these things. Like I didn't realize that Portugal is like I almost said Egyptian, European side. I thought Portugal was in South America because Brazil, they speak Portuguese. So I thought Portugal was somewhere in there. Nope.
Nah.
Fucking connected to Spain.
By Spain.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Culturally inept. Is there any place in, I guess, I would say Asia for you, other than Japan, that you would want to visit?
I think Taiwan would be really cool to visit.
Okay. I mean, people always say that Thailand is cool to go to, but I have like no interest in going to Thailand. But people go there all the time. They say it's really great.
Yeah. Obviously North Korea. That'd be a great.
Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be sick. Sneak in a camera up my ass and take pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean,
and then my fiance is half Filipino, so maybe going to the Philippines at some point would be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if she has any living family still that's there, but
I was gonna ask, are her parents first generation or second generation American? Do you know? I wasn't gonna say her mom's name on here, but
her mother is, I guess. First generation would be
born.
You are born. Yeah. Then she's first gen. So
okay.
my fiance is second gen.
Okay, so her grandparents on her mom's side at least were from the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, her dad's side is from the East Coast, so they're the gun-toting, rootin' tootin' Americans that we were talking about.
The rootin' tootin' gun owners. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because when I think of East Coast, that's what I think of, not Hard Knocks pizza and yelling at people, you know? Because East Coast is like North Carolina, Virginia, Florida, like that. Those are all technically East Coast, but when people talk the East Coast, they talk New York, like Massachusetts, New Jersey,
like Boston, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think anybody generally thinks, oh yeah, East Coast, North Carolina. I feel like people like associate that with either the South or the Midwest, which doesn't make sense to me.
Well, that's just like if people haven't been there, right? So like when I think of the East Coast, the first things I think of are DC and Virginia, but that's because I've lived there.
Yeah. And I've been to North Carolina many times. Like my stepdad's side of the family, or his sister and brother-in-law and their family live out there. But I still like the way they talk sounds nothing like East Coast accent. They sound Southern. Or at least Midwest Southern. But this is really great anime talk. I feel like when we focus too hard on like we have to talk about anime, it gets a little like, you know, it's not as I feel like it's not as relaxed, you know, like where we have to talk about specifically like this and that in anime, but we do talk about anime a lot, so.
Hey, I'm chilling no matter what, you know. Unless some shit hot takes are said by you or a guest, so.
Oh, okay. I never have hot takes. I don't. Every end of the episode, my takes are lukewarm at most. I don't know, dude. You saying that whatever you said about Jaden and Yugi, I can't remember if you said Jaden would beat Yugi. That's a hot take. For sure, but I think you said Yugi would beat Jaden, and at first I was like, no. Oh wait, yeah, the king of games.
I said Jaden was gonna win the duel.
Oh yeah, that's a hot take for sure. Yeah. Oh, at first I was like, oh, that's not a hot take. I agree. Oh wait, no, the king of games, bro. The king of games, the godfather of games.
Self-proclaimed title, never earned.
What are you talking about, dude? Everybody called him that, and then he was like, all right, for sure, I'll be the king of games, I guess, with all 3 Egyptian god cards. Did he ever get Exodia back? Like, has that ever been confirmed?
Nope.
He just never got him back.
See, that's how Jaden was gonna win the duel. Is he was gonna draw all 5 pieces of Exodia.
Oh,
and
okay,
then
yeah.
be like, "What's up, Yugi? I had them the whole time."
Yeah, yeah. I was 1 year old and I was actually swimming off the coast of Duelist Kingdom and I found these cards.
Yeah, don't you know about Elemental Hero Exodia?
Elemental Hero. I fuse Exodia with Burstinatrix. Elemental Hero, Exodia on fire.
Oh god, now Exodia's hot.
Yeah. Oh my god. That was a good one. That was a good one. Props on that one. Boo. Yeah, it makes me wonder. I'm like, so would, like, if Jaden could, he definitely would, like, have kept the Sacred Beasts, right? Like, canonically in the story, they can't be out because they destroy all the other dual cards in the world. But, like, if that wasn't the case, he would totally take them and have them.
I don't know if Jaden would. Like, he doesn't seem like the type of guy to... Like, he's really stuck on his heroes.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a hero complex for sure.
Yeah.
And so, like, if the Sacred Beast turned into elemental heroes, he'd be like all over that shit.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Like, the fact that he uses Yubel is interesting, and the only reason he uses that is because she fuses with an elemental hero to make another elemental hero.
Yeah. Well, and it's like all the Neospatians too are not heroes except for elemental hero Neos. So he's literally like the bridge between all of those other ones. It's like he's technically an elemental hero and he fuses with all these Neospatians. So I'll have Neospatians because they could all merge with him. Have you ever in an actual applicable game, whether it be physical or digital, have you, like, what was like the biggest fusion that you've done, like the most amount? Because like with Jaden's deck, like it gets to a point where like you could fuse, like, I think like Neos, Glow Moss, Flamed Wingman specifically, and I think like Tempest or something. He has.
Yeah, I never did any, like, you know, bullshit like that.
Okay.
But no, I've fused a few you know, Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragons in my heyday through games, you know.
Back in the heyday.
Yeah, back in the heyday. You know? But there was also just like Cyberstein, which was just like, sure, yeah, I'll pay 5k to summon a fusion monster from my deck. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, in the world of GX and on, like you literally couldn't even do that unless you gained at least 1,001 points, or else it would just be an insta kill. Have you ever successfully used a power bond to win?
Yeah, I've done that with Cyber and Dragon.
Yeah. And then just fucking diffusion so you don't take the damage like a fucking... Yo, Zayn is legit the Sasuke of GX. He's just the coolest, baddest motherfucker.
Yep.
I guess, well, honestly, I mean, Sasuke is not really that cool, but like, he looks cool, you know, he's edgy.
He gets there though, you know? But Zayn off the bat is cool.
Yeah, and then he goes dark, right? Like dark, cyber dark dragons and like fucking putting like the heart electrifier thing on him, and yeah, dude, the dubbing. So the huge difference in the dubbing where like when Zayn first like goes pro, right, and then he loses and then he goes into the underground and he fights the big muscular dude.
Yeah.
And he got that cheesy wee voice. I gotta tell my mommy. Not at all what it's like in Japanese. He actually has a deep, like, menacing voice. And they were just like, 4Kids was like, yo, let's just make this guy a freaking joke and just give him, like, the tattletale voice.
This is why. So, man, this is why I like watch most anime in subbed, because it's just sometimes the creative decisions that are made and dubbed are just so fucking stupid,
Yeah.
and it just takes me out of the, you know, out of the universe.
I mean,
Um,
arguably, it makes Yu-Gi-Oh better though, because you
yeah,
grow up watching it and being like, "This is funny" or "This is great," and then because it's nostalgic to you, you're like, "I'm gonna like it for the meme," right? Like, I'm not gonna hate on it now. I think.
yeah, like get your game on in English is, you know, that's how I take that, right?
Yeah, yeah. Or
But
Schmade
like,
and
'cause
Schmooky.
yeah,
It's the best line. Oh, it's so good.
stupid Aster Phoenix,
Yeah.
my god.
You can just call me AP. Okay, app. It's like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Jaden, you're an idiot? Don't even know what a fiance is? Okay, best main character of the Yu-Gi-Oh series. Of like, separated, you know, who's the best out of all of them? Okay, never mind. Who's your favorite? Who's your favorite?
My favorite is Yusei.
Dude,
Just because that.
that's what I'm talking about, bro. I was also gonna say Yusei.
He's just like, so I think that the best just has to be Yami, right? Because I think he's just the OG. He's the OG. You know, he's the pharaoh. Also, when I think Yami, I also incorporate Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero into it.
Right.
And you know,
Which, if you guys haven't seen Yu-Gi-Oh! Zero, fucking go watch it. It's insane, dude.
my guy's a savage.
Yeah, it's like the first, like, what, 10 pages of the original manga, and it's like just guns, killing, fucking, like,
It's just like a whole season, like a season 0, you know.
Yeah.
Kaiba had like green hair.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was crazy.
And that's why that, like, like that younger brother thing that looked like Seto but had green hair, that's why he was in that digital world. Remember that arc?
Noah, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Fucking, you just know that. Okay. All right.
Well, cause
You like that? Hey, you like that?
Yeah, you like that? No, cause he had all of the like, oh, he had the fucking arc card,
Yeah.
to summon that like angel thing, and I was like, this is so fucking religious. Kill this guy.
Crucify him.
Yeah, gruesome.
Okay. All right. I was gonna say, yeah, my favorite is Yusei. I think he just, for one, his English voice acting is, I think, better than all the other ones. I love his English voice acting. Who was his his like rival, who was like kind of the Seto, was like Jack Ryder?
Jack Atlas?
Jack Atlas. Yeah.
Yeah.
Might not be Jack now that I hear Atlas, but it might be Jack Atlas. But
I feel like it's Jack, yeah.
I can't do any research on my side until I.
Yeah, it's Jack Atlas.
Okay. His fucking English is the worst in all of it, dude. I've watched Zexal, and even in Zexal with the most atrocious voice acting, Jack Atlas, dude. It's so rough. Oh my god. I know some quotes from him too. Like the girl, the arc with Carly, like Carly and Jack Atlas, like a total ship that I was 100% down for. Like, I loved that ship. But her name is Carly. And he fucking says her name like he's Pirates of the Caribbean. Carly! And it's like, I don't even know what accent he has. If it's like Australian or like New Zealand accent, but it is, I don't know. It's rough. But I would say, objectively speaking, I think Jaden is the best, just because of his actual story arc and how he changes as a character, because he does change and grow more than any of the other ones. Like, they all pretty much stay the same, with the exception of Yami, like, eventually finding out his past, and then, but like, he doesn't even really change throughout. He sticks to his whole spiel, right? Where Jaden, he's happy-go-lucky, and then it gets serious, and then he kind of stays that way, and then once they go to the other world, then he goes into being like the Dark Emperor or whatever. And then after he comes out from that, what didn't get dubbed, but that final season, he's like a completely different person. He's like pretty melodramatic, I guess. I can't think of the right term, but he's not as he's not as cheerful. He's not as like get your game on. It's like I think he just changes and grows more than any of the other ones, and I think that just kind of makes him more likable.
I would say it for me, like the whole Yugi Yami stuff, like at, when you're starting, you basically have two separate people,
Yeah.
right? And they're, you know, season 1 is like, okay, this is mainly Yugi's thing because his grandpa's, you know, taken. And so he wants to go to Duelist Kingdom to beat Pegasus, and he wants to do this. And Yami's just basically, you know,
I'll help you
coming
out.
along for the ride and just helping out. Yeah. And then season 2 comes along, and, you know, Yami starts to learn more about this sort of like ancient Egyptian magic type stuff. And so he starts becoming more interested in that. And I think that Battle City is like the part where Yugi and Yami start to realize that, you know, hey, we are one in the same, even though we are two separate people. So we need to fight for each other. And you know, as much as I want to forget season 4, with the Orichalcos stuff,
you get a dragon, you get a dragon, you get a dragon.
It does, that relationship intensifies as well when Yami goes off the rails and then Yugi's soul gets taken.
Yeah.
Because it's like, ah, shit.
Yeah.
I made a mistake.
I would say Yugi definitely, I think, has more obvious growth. Like, it's not really in your face about how much Yami grows. It's just more of like, he just like starts wondering about things, like almost like an AI that starts learning, right? It's like, oh, what is this? Oh, what is that? Where like Yugi himself actually does, like from the get-go, like his friends Joey and Tristan weren't his friends at first. They bullied him, and then, you know, they came in and saved him, and then he grew to like trust his friends. And when he fights Bandit Keith, after Bandit Keith has been like taken over, that was it, right? Bandit Keith gets taken over by Merrick or something.
And he smashes the puzzle.
And he smashes the puzzle.
He has to remake it.
Yeah, and he has to remake it. The whole thing's on fire. He has to battle on his own. Because like you go through being like, wow, Yugi doesn't do anything. Yugi's not the king of games. Everybody calls Yugi the king of games, but it's really Atem, the pharaoh, right? Who is the king of games. And then it shows, no, Yugi also is very good at the game, and it shows with that scene, and obviously the final battle between the two. Wow, fucking getting into the Yu-Gi-Oh lore, hell yeah.
I will say, if you liked, to go back to Yusei for a second, if you liked his dubbed voice, his sub voice is like even better.
Okay.
Because the first time I watched it, I watched 5Ds and dubbed, obviously, just because that's how it was available to me. But the second time I watched it in subbed, and I was like, damn.
Yeah. I've
this
heard
shit hit different.
Yeah, I've heard clips of him talking in Japanese. I'm like, dude, even cooler. I didn't think he could get any cooler, but turns out he's actually really fucking cool. Yeah. Well, speaking of subbed and dubbed, we watched, now this was a while ago, and we have been missing some weeks, but scheduling problems, it happens. If, you know, we get funded enough and get big enough and we can quit our day jobs and just rely on Patreon money and YouTube sponsorship money and have a studio of our own so we could be side by side, then it would be, you know, more concurrent and weekly. And I don't have to edit them myself. That's a dream that I have for the future. Anyways, speaking of sub and dubbed, we both watched Lycoris Recoil, because we did the Crunchyroll Anime Awards and we're like, why is this thing getting nominated so much? We should both probably watch it. And you watched it way before I did. It took me a while just to finish Mushoku Tensei, begrudgingly. and I watched I watched Lycoris Recoil, and I wanted to bring this up earlier, but I wanted to save it for now. The reason why I woke up at 3 a.m. with like a minor anxiety attack was because I binged like the last 4 episodes of Lycoris Recoil, and I was drinking. But it wasn't the problem that I was drinking, it's that like I still had a little bit of my drink left and I didn't want it to go to waste, so I literally drank it and then went straight to bed. So that was not good. But my dream kind of had some Lycoris Recoil stuff in it, and it kind of freaked me out.
Yeah.
But do you want to just start off saying a rating? I'll give you a rating and you give me a rating.
Sure.
I think it's like a solid. If we're going by Mal ratings and we can't do 0.5s, I would say a 9. It's an upper 8.5 for me. It's a 9 for a Mal.
I would also give it a 9, but my 9 would be a 9.5.
Oh, really? Okay, so
yeah.
A lower 9. Got it. Okay. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. I thought it was really fucking good.
It was really fucking good. Like, I completely understand why, it was nominated for so much shit.
Yeah,
like,
yeah. That animation quality was like it. When you see the concept in the first like 5 minutes of the episode, I was like, wow, this is a retelling of something that we've already seen. Like Assassin Girls or whatever. By the way, we're getting into spoiler territory, but like, oh, Assassin Girls, this is so cliche. And then it turns out it really has nothing to do with that. It's way more of a character-based story. And yeah, totally flipped it on its head for me.
I think there's like a trope nowadays where I think it used to be like the cute girls doing cute things, and now there's a lot of anime coming out where it's like, what if cute girls had to defend the entire world?
Yeah.
It's just like different occupations.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Chisato's such a good character, man.
So
she's so good.
There's a question I wanted to ask you, and I wanted to do like a 3, 2, 1 at the same time kind of thing. But also, before that, I have to say, this is probably the first time that the main girl character is best girl, in my opinion. Like, it's never been that way. It's always been like a side character, or like, a chick that's put there just to be like the hot chick, right? The mommy, or the whatever, the school nurse who just has huge jugs, or the fucking the beast chick from Mushoku Tensei, right? Not the main female character, but best girl. Chisato, 100% best girl. She's just the light of the whole show. Like, I loved watching her. I loved watching her interact with oh god, Inoue.
Yeah.
Oh my god, Chisato, best girl. Like, she's so fun, sweet. Dude, absolutely loved her.
Her fucking personality just like makes you feel happy.
Yes.
Like, she's just got that like, kind of vibe of like, hey, everything's good, even when it's absolutely not good.
Yeah.
She's still going, and is like, we're like, we gotta, just move forward.
Yeah.
And
like, you can't tell her read the room, because she is the mood of the room every time.
She is the room, and
yeah.
The room is happy.
Mm-hmm. Whether you like it or not. Yeah, I love just the way that the characters moved. Like, when I say animation quality, I don't mean like the action scenes. Yes, those were great too, but the way that the characters moved felt so real. That intro, I didn't watch it every single time, but I watched it a fair enough amount of times. But like, my favorite part of the intro is like right at the end, where like they're walking and she like kicks Inoue's butt, and then Inoue like kicks her butt even harder, and she like laughs and like turns to her. Just just like how they animated that just felt so real and fun and chill. And then it just cuts to all of them and their faces, and she's just, yeah, first time ever that the main girl is best girl. Because in Black Clover, Noelle, I want to say is best girl, but sometimes Mimosa comes in there, and Mimosa is kind of best girl. but Chisato was fantastic.
Yeah.
So
I was just gonna say, I challenge your first time thing because I think that Hori is best girl and Hori Mia. But you know, that is.
no, I think the main boy is the best girl in that show. I think he's best girl for sure.
All right, fine.
Yeah. And the best boy is the green-haired boy. Actually, no, the best boy is her little brother. So yeah, there we go.
Not
right
bad,
there.
yeah.
So best boy in Lycoris Recoil. You know who it is, right? And I know who it is, but let's just do you need time to look up his name?
I think we're gonna have differing answers. But,
really? Okay. So
yeah,
how about on one we just say best boy 3, 2, 1 Mika?
Mika?
Yes,
okay, cool.
yes,
Good.
of course, dude. Because the fucking dude, I loved his character so much. He's such a daddy.
I will say, I am very impressed with how this studio portrayed a homosexual relationship.
Yes.
Like, I don't think I've ever been as impressed from an anime.
Yeah.
Like, having something like this exist in the world. It felt extremely genuine, you know, it felt really real when it got towards the end, and you know, Mika had to do what he had to do.
Yeah. And he's crying.
You know,
and it didn't feel forced either. Like it didn't. No. It was subtle enough where like if you like you know that it is what it is, but it also wasn't like in your face about it. It wasn't like, oh, they're gonna make out, right, and they're gonna like hold hands and stuff. Like that's fine, but like they did. That wasn't the whole point. The whole point was their actual relationship, not their physical connection. And I just, yeah, I agree. I thought it was done so well, and yeah, it didn't turn me away from anything in the story, because like a lot of times nowadays in the climate that we're in, they try to push a certain aspect of something to feel more woke, to feel more like, hey, we are open to this kind of thing, so we're gonna put it in your face. Where this did not feel that way. It felt natural, it felt real. Him and Mr. Yoshi.
Yeah, 100%. I will say, the only reason, like, for me, why it doesn't get a 10 is I think the story is a little weak at times. Just generally, I think that there could have been things to make it better, but, you know, for me, this show is about the characters and their development. This show is about the art style and the animation. Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
The music went hand in hand with it as well. It was an enjoyable experience for me.
Yeah.
And absolutely an anime I will rewatch, or could rewatch again. And you know, I'm just extremely happy with how this turned out, and it was an absolute, you know,
it was a joy to watch. It really was.
Yeah.
I can't believe we didn't watch it when it first came out. Like, we had no idea that something like this was even going on, and we just completely missed it. But I'm glad that it was fully out.
Right. So this is why people should keep up with things that are going on, you know, in the community, even though, you know, like award shows, like, you know, if you bring up like you know, current award shows like the Grammys or the Oscars, things like that, like most people are gonna say that stuff's like pretty bullshit, and it's just a popularity contest, right? But
or it's just an ego stroking thing. Yeah.
But I feel like with anime, we're maybe like still we're close to the fence on this, but we're still on the side of the fence where it's like we're not playing this as a popularity game.
This is to show appreciation for all the hard work that these people have gone through, because like animation let's face it, is way harder to actually like nail and like get right, and that's why we have so much flooding of random animes that nobody's gonna watch because they don't put as much effort into it. Where like a show like Lycoris Recoil or like part 6 of JoJo's, they put in so much hard work for it to be watched and like recognized. And movies like the Grammys or whatever, the Oscars and shit like that, yeah, they put a lot of work into it, but it's also more like they put so much fucking money into it that if it's not good, then what's the whole point? Like, they put so much money into it that it has to be good, and if it's not, they're still going to get nominated. Where this is like, you're not gonna nominate I got fired from the Demon King's army and I'm 30 years old or whatever. You're not gonna nominate that because you know
I'm nominating it.
No,
I'm putting in my nomination now.
Amanda started. I was hanging out and Amanda put it on. I'm like, this was after you mentioned it, and I was like,
yeah.
What is this? And she's like, I'm 30. So what? I'm 30 years old. I'm like, what the fuck? He just mentioned how dumb this name was, and you're actually watching it. But I think these awards are. I kind of cut you off, but I think these awards are definitely more important to pay attention to, especially for people that are in the anime community, because these have a lot more work put into them.
Yeah, and I never would have, like, you know, maybe I would have come across Lycoris Recoil just because I'm in that sort of like slice of life, you know, type of world with my anime recommendations, but like, I don't know if you would have.
No, definitely.
So, yeah. So.
I mean, I was just talking to Amanda that, like, it got kind of heated a little bit, but it was all good. But she was like, she watches a lot of the new anime that come out, but she's not really like paying attention. Like, she's paying attention, but she's not watching them because she thinks that they're going to be good. She's just putting something on to watch. Kind of like how I would put on like season 2 of Arrow because I've already watched it. It's just something to have in the background. Where me, I don't watch them because I don't know if it's good or not, and I don't want to waste my time. And I feel like I should just be watching new stuff because at least I would be in the know and, you know, in current events, and I'm too busy watching Code Geass for the 4th time, you know? Like, we all know it's good, so like, watch something new, right? Talk about the new season of Dr. Stone that's going to be coming out, or that actually I think just started. Might have started, or it's starting in the beginning of March. But damn, do I want to see that Demon Slayer movie. I want to see that movie so bad. even though we were talking about it before, I'm like, it's so dumb.
We're gonna watch the movie, and then they're gonna release the season and the first 7 episodes.
So do you know what the movie is? The movie is the last 2 episodes of the last season, and then the first episode of the new season. That's what the movie is. And it's already done better than Mugen Train in Japan. It's not even out here yet, but in Japan, it's already done better than Mugen Train. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? They've totally pulled a James. They pulled a James Cameron.
So predatory.
Yeah. But they pulled a James.
Next, they're gonna be like, all right, guys, we're renting out an entire movie theater, and you have to buy a mystery ticket. And one movie theater is gonna get to see the Demon Slayer movie. And the rest get to watch, I don't know, what's a mid movie?
The Winnie the Pooh movie, the horror movie that just came out, or I don't know, Quantumania, Ant-Man.
I was gonna say Eternals. So.
Yeah. I would probably watch any other Marvel movie over Eternals.
Yep.
Personally.
100%.
Not that I thought it was terrible. I just was like, I never knew of these characters before, so like, why do I care now? And I really don't.
I just really fucking hate Marvel movies now because they find it in like every 10 to 20 minutes of the movie just to do like some cinematic like bullshit superhero pose, and I'm just like, dude, you're not doing this all the time.
They're all campy. They're all campy so much. Like, dude, I even had like the first Ant-Man movie I really liked, and I've watched it many times. But the first time I watched it, I was like, wow, they really had a scene to show off how in shape Paul Rudd is in this movie, and it's so clear, and it's not like, oh, his shirt rips, right? It does a pan, right? He's literally posing. He's patching up something, and he's like doing this like pose, and like and it's like showing off his pecs and his arm. I'm like, that was so blatantly, clearly a, hey, let's show off his physique in this one scene. He was literally posing. Either way, I still like the movie. I thought it was pretty good, and yeah. I have had quite a big crush on oh my god, I typically always know her name. It's Eva Longoria. No, not Eva Longoria. Evangeline Lilly, the chick that plays the Wasp.
Okay.
She was also in the original Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies as the receptionist or whatever, the one that works right outside of J. Jonah Jameson's office. She's got the black hair bob.
Okay.
Yeah. That was.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
Yeah. It's funny because I didn't even mention the thing that I started this with, which was, speaking of sub and dub, I watched it subbed. I didn't watch it dubbed. I watched it in full sub. Sub. I'm glad I did. I thought Walnut, whatever her name is, just the Japanese word for walnut is the name that she gave herself, but Walnut, I thought she was great. She was very entertaining. Oh, this is the thing. It took me until the 3rd episode to realize that the commander was a woman. Totally thought it was a dude until they kept saying the commander, Miss Kurosanoki or whatever, Miss Kurosanoki, and I was like, oh, is that the chick that's always with the commander or whatever? And it's like the commander shows up. It's like, Commander, Miss Kurosanoki or whatever. And I was like, wait, that's a chick? I thought that was a dude.
You know, I thought that character had like the perfect hot Squidward face, like the. You know what I'm talking about?
No,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know what you're talking about. I 100% disagree. Thought she looked like the fucking dude from Blue Lock, the weird, the bowl cut dude from Blue Lock.
Oh, who's that? Evie?
Yeah.
No, dude. Also, okay. Well, now that we're on Blue Lock, that show is fucking sick, bro. Like. I'm
still only 2 episodes in. I haven't watched anything.
Yeah, you gotta watch more of that.
I know. Yeah, but I mean, I love me some good BL, right? That's what Blue Lock is. That's what Blue Lock stands for, is BL, right?
That is, yes.
Yeah.
Boys love soccer.
Boys love soccer, BLS. Yeah. Not to be confused with BTS, which is behind the scenes for all you movie nerds out there. Not some Korean pop group. I don't know. People keep saying that BTS is this Korean pop group. I don't know. I've never heard of them.
I have heard of BTS, and I am not associated with my co-host. Do not come to my house, BTS stands, because yeah.
Why? Because you guys will have too much fun.
My favorite BTS member is
June.
J-Hope.
J-Hope.
Apparently he's signing up for mandatory military service, so.
To fight against all the stands out there that are trying to tackle him on the street.
To fight against J-pop.
Yeah, dude. Yo, fucking just make an anime about J-pop and K-pop stars fucking battling.
Honestly, I would
sick.
Watch that.
Yeah,
that'd be a sick anime.
Yo, okay, let's fucking do this, all right? What would it be called? Pop and lock, like to lock fist or something.
Okay.
Was it pop off?
It's pop lock.
Pop lock, yeah. Pop off, popping off, with exclamation points.
The Pop Wars.
Yeah. Yo, we should actually fucking write this, dude. Like, I would actually be so down. Like a K-pop and J-pop fucking. But like, would it be like battle of music solely, like a slice of life, or would it just be like, no, they actually get in a ring and fucking fight each other with musical battles intermittently?
It would be interesting if it was like a music and fighting combo. Like, you know, you did. Oh, here's how you do it. Okay.
It's like celebrity deathmatch. They bring their instruments in and beat the shit out of each other.
No. So you have a double elimination bracket, and the upper bracket is all singing, right? Okay. So if you fall to the lower bracket, it's all fighting.
Oh, so, okay.
So like, if your group is really good at singing and you can just like ride the upper bracket, then like that sucks. But if your group is like really good at fighting,
then you just lose it on purpose and then just kick their ass. Dude, I totally have the image in my mind of the antagonistic group too. They just like are so hot and like so into themselves that they're like, we don't have to fight. Like their nails never have to get chipped. Like, oh, look at you having to fight like a bunch of like, you know, Neanderthals or whatever, where we're good enough to sing where we don't have to do this. And that's like the antagonistic group, and the protagonist group are like people that like literally just came together at their high school, like in a club, to like a glee club of some sort.
But you know that antagonist group, like it's like, wow, they're fight, like, yeah, they're just fucking strapped. Like you're gonna have that one group that goes up to them, but it's like, you know, Kora! And like start running to try and like hit him, and he's gonna be like, how pathetic, and just like, you know, like,
or no, he actually lands it and he doesn't even move, and he's just like, and he just it just fucking goes flying. Oh, they just yo, this is amazing. I love this. It wouldn't even have to be like K-pop versus J-pop. It would just be like an international pop thing.
Battle of the pop, yeah.
Yeah. Oh my god, I love this idea. That's
Dude,
so
I feel
great.
like this is just anime Pitch Perfect. Like,
I've never seen Pitch Perfect, so I don't know.
They're more like acapella groups, but
like pentatonics.
Yeah.
I mean, I know Pitch Perfect. There's like 3 movies and people love them, but all I knew was that it was like singing. I guess it was.
I just love Anna Kendrick. That's all.
Yeah, a lot of people do. I'm not. I mean, I think she's funny, but like I'm not like a huge Anna Kendrick fan. I'm also not really a fan of Rebel Wilson, but that's my general stake on like, I don't think that. I think I've talked to you about this, or even on the podcast, where like, I don't think that having an actress who's overweight and that's like the joke, and that's what they're used for in a movie, to be funny, and they're overweight, like Melissa McCarthy, right, in Bridesmaids. It's like, I don't like that. I don't think that you should just hire someone who's big because it's like, hey, you're gonna play the fat comedic, you know, physical comedy person. It's like,
yeah,
anybody could do that. Fucking Steve Martin was a physical comedy comedian, and he didn't have to be like that. Then again, Chris Farley, you know, that was kind of his thing. So I guess it kind of all started with him and ended with him.
I think people are just getting more body conscious about their stuff, because it's like, there's that end of the spectrum where it, like, that was in the past, but there's also like, if you go watch like older movies and see how like skinny the women are in them, like, it's insane.
Yeah.
Sometimes
it's kind of
like,
gross.
wow, that is, it's not healthy.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean, body positivity has fluctuated so much throughout history. I mean, back in like what, like, I want to say like Greek era, like 200 BC, right? Greek era was like, you could be literally any body type and sleep with whoever you want, as long as you guys have a good time and like enjoy it. Like, there's no qualms about, like, you could be any size, you could be super ripped and muscular, you could be fat. It didn't matter. And then we get to a point where it's like, no, you have to be skinny. And now we're back at a point where it's like, no, when the word thick with 2 C's came out, it's like, yo, everybody wants some big thighs to be crushed with, you know?
I was actually talking about this with my fiance, which is kind of interesting. The different types of gazes. So there's like the male gaze and the female gaze.
Oh, okay, all right.
Sorry.
Wait. I was
No.
The different types of gaze out there, you know.
Right, so I'm canceled. I'm not gonna be on the next episode. Okay. Eyes.
Yeah, gazing.
Eyes.
Yeah.
Yes, gazing.
Yeah. Okay. Got it.
Yeah. Oh, shit.
Wow, how nonchalant of you.
Yeah. Oh, yes, how nonchalant of me. And how, like, you know, the male. I don't even want to say this, the male gaze.
Let's differentiate
like,
gay males and male gaze. 2 different things.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. There we go. And how the male gaze is like, you know, buff guy, like you're ripped, you're jacked, and stuff like that. And it's like not all women want that, you know, but like most men think that is what women want, right? Yeah. Same thing with like, you know, for women, it's like they see these, you know, zero-waisted, like, you know, girls who are skinny and, you know, just like really fucking thin, and they're like, oh, I have curves, like I'm disgusting, you know? And it's like, guys are like, nah, man, like, that's cool. Yeah. We like that.
Yeah, I want more to hold on to. I want more to touch.
It's just so interesting that, like, just like with advertising and stuff like that, and even in, you know, even in anime and like TV shows and stuff like that.
Hey, way to bring it back.
That still, you know, permeates with like, oh, we have the hot boy character. Oh, he's jacked. Like he's, you know, like perfect face, chiseled jawline. You know.
I mean, have you guys seen Mob? He's a fucking cutie. I love Mob. Like, and he's the most awkward. He tries so hard to work out and be, you know, like fit, and you know, same with Boji. I mean, I know Boji's like a kid, but like, we love these characters that are not perfect, like. And then JoJo's comes along, and it's like, guys love JoJo's more than girls love JoJo's. Have you noticed that? Like, I know more girls that have never seen JoJo's or don't watch it, but every guy is like, oh yeah, JoJo's is awesome. Look at them, they're fucking hot.
Cause then we're all like doing Dio stand poses in the bathroom.
Yeah. Doing the walk. The fucking Yeah.
I mean, how many guys have you seen that they see their friends and it's just like, like the whole
yeah, doing the pointing and the like backwards bow. Yeah. Oh god. Yeah, some of these edits too that I've been seeing of just like, not live leak, but like just IRL, like dash cam and like random stuff like that, where it'll be like 2 characters or even like 2 cats or whatever, they'll like be approaching each other, and then it just hard cuts to like people doing art over it to make it look like JoJo's. It's like they were literally just like, they didn't even acknowledge each other, they were just crossing each other on the street. And yeah, JoJo's is quite influential when it comes to the male gaze and the gay males, let's be honest. I mean, it definitely converts some straight boys out there for JoJo's, strictly for JoJo's. We don't talk about best girls in JoJo's ever. Like, I mean, it's all about moms. Yeah. It's all about the moms in JoJo's, but like, other than that, dude.
Who cares, man?
Yeah.
JoJo's for the boys.
Yeah. JoJo's for the boys. Let me ask you this. Since we have talked about JoJo's and we have done the like, what's our favorite part and what's our favorite JoJo, who's the hottest JoJo? Like, who's the one that gives off just the most sex appeal attraction for you? Really delving into this male gaze thing. I know for me,
I think, yeah.
Well, while you're you know, doing quote unquote research,
Yeah, hang on, I'm so close.
Yeah, so close. I mean, hey, I saw you stand up in those shorts after we were talking about JoJo's. I was like, probably as far as sex appeal goes, young Joseph. I mean, hey, I love a mullet.
Okay.
I love a mullet, man. Also, Giorno has kind of a mullet too, as well. But and we're strictly talking male JoJo's, because
Right.
Jolene, I mean, sure, yeah, but like, that's only if we're being realistic.
Oh man, I just
Most swaggy.
like it's a really basic bitch answer of me.
The Jotaro.
I'm like, yeah, I'm like stuck between either Jotaro or Jonathan.
Okay, okay. You like that fine wine, older style,
yeah,
know, 1800s gentleman.
It's like the big daddy vibe, you know, like.
Oh, so you're very much a speedwagon over here, you know.
So Lauren will tell you this too. Like when I play gacha games and stuff like that, like I don't really care about I'm not waifu hunting. I'm like husbando hunting.
Oh, okay.
Like so in Genshin Impact, like this is probably the one that most people could relate to, I guess. Like Zhongli is my favorite character because it's just like, you know.
I'll have to look him up, but yeah, I totally get that with Genshin though. Like that definitely seems. It felt like at first, like everybody was like, "Ooh, we get to play as all these waifus," but then it kind of quickly turned into, "Yo, we got some boys in here that are
like I'm trying to pull Diluc. Where's Diluc?"
Zhongli. Yeah, there we go. Oh man. Oh my, look at this coat, dude.
Dude.
Yo.
Dude, the fashion man is sick too. Like
metrosexuals in the house, bro. Like he's got some drip. And one of my favorite anime aesthetics when it comes to hair colors is a hair color that then like very shortly like fades into like a lighter version of that color. Kind of like what was the anime that was known for doing that a lot? There was a few, but there was like the hair, it's not, like what first comes to mind is Nanbaka, but that's because the main character Juzo, I think, black hair with like the red tips that fade out. But it's not Assassination Classroom, is it? I feel like everybody has very solid hair color. It doesn't change on the tips.
I think they do. It's just like
very light.
They take care of all of the colors in that anime.
Oh, and Classroom of the Elite as well. They do that a little bit.
Oh, yep.
With Ayana Koji's hair. Yeah, I love that aesthetic. I think it's so awesome. I've never been a colored tips person personally, because in the real world I don't think it works as well. But I see these girls like these. I almost said e-girls, calling them out like it's a bad thing, but e-girls is not a negative connotation. It's just saying that is what they are. When they do these like fucking black hair with like, and it fades into like pinks, dude, I love the way that looks. I think it's so cool. So Zhongli, yeah, he's got that going on. He's got it for sure. I don't know. For me, it would definitely be as far as males in Genshin. Haven't played in quite a long time and didn't get a whole lot of males, but I know my favorite one would be the one with the wolf JoJo stand, the Hungry Like the Wolf stand.
Razor.
Razor, yeah. Just because he straight up has a wolf stand as an ability, and knowing Araki, right, it would definitely be called Hungry Like the Wolf.
100%, yeah.
Yeah. That or who's the fire kid? With the adventure.
Bennett.
Bennett, yeah. I also really like the short boys. I guess I like, the.
Hello, FBI, open up.
Hey, they are at least 14, right? So that's the age of consent. Whoopsie! Oh no, never mind.
Isn't Genshin
It's Chinese.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't know what their age of consent is, but also like let's probably get off this conversation.
Yeah, sure.
They're all fictional, anyways. You know, whatever. I'm in a happy relationship. You're in a happy relationship. That's only gonna get better, I guess, soon. Are you excited to? Do you think you'll trip up on saying wife versus fiance? And did you trip? Oh, sorry.
Yes, I call Lauren my girlfriend all the time still. Like,
okay, yeah.
It's just the thing, like, we've been engaged for like a year now. But still, it's, you know.
Well, fiance is such a long word.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess girlfriend is also, but it's like two small words put together. But... And then once you get to wife, I can't see you tripping up wife with fiance, but maybe still girlfriend and wife. Possibly. I just call my girlfriend a bitch. I mean, what? That's just,
Bailey's getting beat.
Yeah. Directed by Robert B. White. Yeah. So, I mean, damn, we've already taken up an hour. Shit. I want to talk more. I want to talk more anime. I also want to talk video games too. Like shit, dude. I'm playing God of War right now. Unfortunately, every night I come home, I put on God of War, play about 15 to 30 minutes, and then I'm like, I'm too tired and I go to sleep. Yeah. But I'm in Alfheim. Yeah. I almost said Alfheim online from Sword Art. Which Sword Art is like one of the best animes out there, just in my opinion. But
it's one of the animes that are out there.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, I'm in Alfheim right now. Fuck, dude. These flying sons of bitches are the worst enemies I've ever had to deal with in any game, dude. They just like dash away. They're up in the air. Like all I can do until I can level up farther is just slash, and it's like. Oh, dude, I hate fighting them, but I did fight the final boss. I'm almost like out of Alfheim, I think. I got the stuff in the Bifrost, and that was cool. But I'm enjoying it. I think it's fun. I kind of want to move it to a smaller screen because all the words and when you're in the menus, it's like hard to read from the big screen. But I'm enjoying it.
Nice. Yeah, I am currently playing Hogwarts Legacy.
Oh. Yeah. Didn't know you got that. Last time I talked to you, you were like, nah, man, I have all these other games I gotta play. I can't play anything.
Yeah, but then I like started playing it and I got to where my fiance was in a day. So
yeah, not a gamer, dude.
Yeah, dude, I was just Revelio spamming everywhere and picking up all these lost pages, and she was like, how are you the same level as me already? And you haven't caught up to me in the story. And I'm like,
side quests, collectibles, you know what I'm saying?
Just a god gamer.
I don't know if you know this, but I 100% in God of War, so...
Yeah. I'm trying to speed run to Avada Kedavra. Like, come on.
Yeah. Do you remember what the first, I guess, the first showing of Avada Kedavra was in the series?
I believe it's when Voldemort kills Cedric.
You would think, because that's the first time that it actually goes off. But
fucking Lucius tries to use it on
Harry in Chamber of Secrets at the end. Yeah, he goes, and then Dobby just comes in and fucking bitch slaps him out. Yeah, I just saw a clip on that, and they're like, I don't know if you guys realize this, but he was about to fucking murder Harry right then and there in Hogwarts, which is like, yo, that's kind of a dumb move.
What's funny is, okay, I forget about this with the Horcrux, but did Voldemort have to destroy it himself? Or could that's what I don't remember. Because remember how like Harry walks to Voldemort, but he has like the red stone in his hand. So like I'm curious if you know, maybe if Lucius did that, then he would have just died, and I'm just being stupid right now. But I thought maybe there was something in my brain that was like, I thought Voldemort had to do it himself.
That's interesting. I didn't even think that deeply about what I just told you, but now you made me think. I don't know if it would have worked, because wasn't it like the only way to destroy a Horcrux was to destroy it with something stronger than, or something that, like the whole thing with like the Godric sword, right? Because it killed the Basilisk, which was, the Basilisk wasn't a Horcrux, it was the book, but the book was impaled by the Basilisk's tooth,
fang. Yeah.
The fang, and the Basilisk was then killed by Godric Gryffindor's sword. So the thing that destroyed that Horcrux was destroyed by Godric Gryffindor's sword. So that means that everything after that had to have been stronger than the Basilisk, which most of the things that were destroyed were by the sword, except for Harry himself, which was Voldemort. I don't know. I feel like a Horcrux just had to be. I don't think Voldemort himself had to kill Harry. I think it just had to be something stronger than what destroyed the first one, which was the Basilisk tooth. Or something.
Yeah, that's probably fair. I was just like, you know, obviously it didn't happen because Davi's a G.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think it's cool that you're playing Hogwarts Legacy. I would love to be playing it too, but I'm backlogged on so many things.
I'm being so mean in that game. It is so funny.
I bet.
I'm in Slytherin. I'm making everybody pay for their shit. Like, you know.
Of course. Have you met the chick that everybody is fucking R34ing over right now? The chick in she's like red hair. She's got the green.
Is it the herbology professor?
Yeah. Everybody is fucking fawning over her.
Dude, I mean, her name's Professor Garlic, and it's just like, fuck it, like, how many garlic my balls jokes are people gonna make, like, about, you know, like, come on, man. Well, that's not cool. You can't make your hottest professor have a name like that.
Yeah, have a D's nuts name. Oh my god. I didn't even think that. When you said garlic, I didn't even think that. I was thinking in the anime sense of like, it's cute when they have like a food name, right? Like garlic, or like a pumpkin spice, right? But garlic,
garlic
yes,
with
you're
a K. It's with a K at the end.
Oh my god.
Garlic plus so like, come on, man.
No, it's a play on Gaelic, which like the male Gaelic of
Gaelic my balls, dude.
The male gaze, the Gaelic, the garlic.
Yeah, if I get canceled for anything, it's that 100%.
Nah, you're good. You're not. We're not actually, you know, influencer in the present. We're not big enough to be canceled. Is basically what I'm saying. We have real jobs, and this isn't our career. Once it is our career, then we'll just have to, you know, go back and edit some shit, you know. If and when. But. Yeah, I mean, dude, we covered quite a good amount. I love talking about just all kinds of things, nerd culture, and I think we are able to talk about anything because we could relate anything that we talk about back to anime with characters or shows or anything like that. I think that works. I started a new podcast, a podcast that is new, that is an anime podcast. I was gonna send you one of the first episode is a skippable one because they have an audio problem the entire time. And they just don't know. The second episode and on is it's pretty good. I don't know why I'm promoting a different one, but I haven't said their name, so I'm not technically promoting it. But I'll send you a link to it. But it kind of inspired me to just be like, let's just be more relaxed, you know. And I don't know. Not saying that you've done anything wrong. You have the worst takes sometimes, but you know. Doesn't mean that you're doing anything wrong. You're just wrong.
True.
Yeah.
You know, my terrible takes include things like Ghibli movies are bad. Bleach is the best out of the original 3. You know.
If only those were real takes, then I would love to argue on them. But I know that it's hard because you and I don't have like debating takes. Like, we typically agree on a lot of things, so we don't ever really
I
get
fought you
combative.
on your Mushoku Tensei take. I mean, I didn't fight on the, the main thing there, but I still thought, like, all right, our scores are very different for this type of show. But yeah, I mean, we have very similar opinions, except our ranges kind of just get pushed one way or another, because, like,
I feel like there's a Venn diagram. There's a Venn diagram.
Yeah, you're definitely more of a shonen guy than I am, but I'm more of like a, rom-com slice of life guy than you are. And then everything else is just kind of like, we just kind of pick and grab, from there.
So I'll end this on a hot take that I have, that I don't know how you're gonna feel about it, but it is on one of your favorite animes of all time. So I don't know how you're gonna feel about it, but my hot take: Chika is better than Kaguya in Kaguya-sama. He's thinking about Avada Kedavra me right now.
The boy who lived, come to die.
I mean, do you agree or disagree? Like, am I completely wrong in that? I think Chika is just, she's best girl in that whole show. The way she dances, the fact that she has a dog named Pess, which is so close to piss.
Man, I don't think you're wrong, but I still hate it.
All right, right on.
Yeah, because I really like Kaguya a lot. I think Kaguya is best girl, but
if you remember, Chika raised that boy.
I do love all of the episodes where Chika and oh god, why am I blanking on the guy's name?
Yeah, I thought this was your favorite anime. Like, what the hell?
Dude, I'm bad with names sometimes, man. Come on, dude. I was like, Shinomiya is Kaguya. Shirogane, that's who it is.
Okay.
Shirogane. Don't remember the first name. When he's like really fucking bad at stuff, and she has to help him make him better. Like, I think the hip hop episode is probably my favorite episode.
Absolutely,
That's so funny.
Yeah. Well, I was hoping to trigger you a lot harder, but again, you're such an understanding person that I really need to figure out something that you love so much and just not say something just for the sake of pissing you off, but I have to believe it too. So then I can come up with arguments of why I'm right.
Like, honestly, if I recommended a show that I really liked and you were just like, I hate it for all these reasons, like, what was the first? I think the first one I recommended to you was like The World God Only Knows. If you came back and you were like, World God Only Knows sucks and the show is awful, I would be like, okay.
This isn't gonna work out. Find a new co-host.
No, we're done. It's over.
Yeah. Well, luckily, I think World God Only Knows is one of the best out there for sure. It's so good. I mean, we will probably talk about that show at least once every few weeks. Did you finish K by any chance?
I finished the first season and I'm watching season 2 right now.
Okay.
So.
Quick, are you liking it? Not liking it?
It's interesting. It's gotten a lot more interesting at the end of the first season. So I am looking forward to seeing what season 2 has to offer.
Is everyone still alive?
Oh god, now I'm having a hard time remembering. I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody lives throughout the whole show. I'm just asking.
Not worried about. Oh yes. Now I'm even more pumped for season 2. I love character deaths.
Yeah, apparently. Oh, this is what I wanted to bring up. All right, this is gonna go a little bit longer. I don't give a fuck. This is what I wanted to bring up. Have you seen an anime? It's an older anime, and it's highly contested in the world of anime.
Oh boy.
And they've even talked about it extensively on that one podcast with the dudes in Japan that everybody likes for some reason. and people buy merch from him. I'd love to sell merch, but anyways, have you heard of an anime called School Days?
I have heard of an anime called School Days from that said podcast. I have not watched it, though.
You have not watched it? Okay, that's my task for you this week. No, I'm kidding. I would never. I made the joke to Amanda last night because she told me about the show and then showed me a scene from the show. And I was like, man, it'd be so funny if I tasked him with watching it. I don't want anyone to ever watch that anime. It's fucked up, dude. It's insanely fucked up.
Oh, yeah? I just looked at the Mal rating. It's 5.5. Damn.
Out of 10?
Yeah.
Yeah, again, highly contested. Half of the people love it, half of the people think it's horrible. And I am kind of scarred. Like, she showed me the very end of it last night, and I woke up this morning still feeling very uncomfortable from it. And I could give you like a quick synopsis of it if you're not gonna watch it. I don't recommend anyone watch it.
Just leave it, because
Okay.
I may watch it eventually, and then I'll probably come back and be like, yeah, I shouldn't have done that, but you know.
Yeah. Here's my anti-recommendation. Don't watch School Days. You can do with that what you will. But I will say that there is a thing about that era of anime, like it's like 2003 to like 2008, where like it's so different from now in anime, where like blood and violence in that era of like early anime and early 2000s anime was so much more horrifying and gruesome than it is today. Like you see blood today and it's like they're trying very hard to make it gory, and it kind of just takes away from it, right? And it looks so good that it doesn't feel real. Where in like the early 2000s, like some of these animes, like you'll see like someone like stab someone or someone like shoot someone's face, and it's like what like Elfen Lied, right? Or Elfen Lied or whatever. Like that was more scary and terrifying than if anything that I've seen today. More than Parasite. Parasite's super gory, and it would still didn't make me uncomfortable. For Elfen Lied and School Days, like made me fucking very uncomfortable. Well, we can end it on such a happy note. You know,
All my friends are dead.
it's a great song by Turbo.
Yeah.
By I don't even want to say their name anymore, but yeah, it's actually a band that I listened to in middle school, and then the Jackass 2 movie came out, and that song was playing, and I was like, I know this band. I've known this band for a long time, and now everybody knows this song, and I was a very hipsterish person. All right. Lycoris Recoil, total recommendation. I recommend everybody check it out. It is good. It's beautiful. The music is done very well. The antagonist, we didn't even get to the antagonist of it, but you have such a good parallel.
That's who I thought you were gonna say is best guy.
Oh no, Mika, dude, Mika, 100%. Loved him.
Majima, yeah.
Makima.
Was it Makima? I thought it was Majima.
Oh, dude, it might be. You're probably right. It's something like that. It's either the K or the J, but it.
Because Makima's Chainsaw Man. So.
Oh, you're right. So yeah. Good recall. I just watched it. I couldn't remember. But what? Such a good parallel. Like him and Chisato are like so similar, but also so different. And the fact that they are just like. Like when he first shows up to her safe house, is just holding a gun. She's like, "Do you want some coffee? Hey, you watch these movies? These are so cool, you know." But like, there's still a threatening presence of him being in her safe house, pointing a gun at her. And when they do their final fight, right, and she like starts hurting, right? He's just like, "I don't want to fight you right now. I'll let you catch your breath." And then they like chat and stuff. I just thought it was so good. It was so good.
So good.
Also, the commander, for sure, a dude. Like, there's no way that was a chick, but... yeah. Good wrap up on Lycoris
Commander's
Recoil.
a dude. Gara's aunt who's actually an uncle, you know.
Yeah, exactly. That's so funny because when I realized that, I was like, oh, it's kind of the whole thing that I didn't fall for, but you know, the great contestants of the Naruto Jeopardy quiz fell for. I'm still working on it too. It's taking a while, especially with the anime that I have to watch, the gaming that I have to do, the fucking work, full-time work. It's ridiculous. I kind of want to just be like, hey, give me a lump sum of money, someone, sugar daddy, or just go on feetfinder.com and look me up. Selling feet pics on there.
Hello, we haven't even gotten to 20 episodes, and my co-host is already selling feet. So.
Hey, Patreon, there's 3 different tiers. It starts at $3. That's not that much, you know? Guys, get out there. Help support your boys. And then maybe, you know, we could fund us creating our anime, Battle Pop, or whatever we want to call it. This has been the Anime Therapy Podcast. I'm your host, the dude, and my lovely co-host, the male gaze, Bailey and Matt here. Like, comment, subscribe. I haven't even been saying that at the end of our videos, and I'm like, man, we don't do that because it's like kind of cheesy and corny, but every video does it, and guess what? They get likes, comments, and subscriptions. So like, I think it works.
We don't have to say it to our fans because they're smart and they already know to like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah,
but
we need more comments.
In case yeah,
we need more comments, guys. Take the time to comment. Just to like avocado whatever boy, avocado boy just gave us a heart. That was so sweet. I saw that. Loved that. Also, alchemy, not magic. Just saying. You know, just get in the comments. Let us.
That's a hot take.
It's not a hot take.
That's
alchemy,
wrong. Yes,
alchemy is science, bro. It's not magic. Oh my god.
That's cap.
Oh god. Okay. Well, I'm glad we found something. Because you're totally wrong. Alchemy is not magic.
I'm snapping you. You're on fire.
Yeah. I'm shooting you. You're Maze Hughes. Oh, rest in peace. Yeah. So like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Please, like, liking and commenting helps other people, even if they're not subscribed, see our videos on their recommended. If you don't comment and if you don't like, then nobody else gets to see them, and then we don't get to grow as a family and a community and a bunch of weebs on the internet.
Also, then I have to go to actual therapy because my self-esteem drops to 0.
Yeah,
so
I'm about to sign up for BetterHelp, and they're not even a sponsor. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much. Episode, I think 18, maybe. We'll see. You would probably know more than I would, because I'm a dum-dum who thinks that quintuplets means 4. So, yeah. Thank you guys for watching, and we will see you guys next week. Any last words? Any last words?
Ciao.
Ciao.